Hello everyone. We're here today with Jared Williams and he's talking to us about how to be smart on crime. So let's move on to R. It stands for reasonable. How does being reasonable impact the DA's office?
It impacts not only the DA's office, it impacts the entire criminal justice system. So the DA's office is the heart of the criminal justice system. And I say that because I told you before what the DA does. No charges get to a judge without the DA filing them. And so the DA goes to the grand jury or the DA files an accusation. That's how the ball gets rolling, right? And so when we're being reasonable, we're talking about making sure that you charge cases the right way based on the evidence. It means when you charge something, you stand by it because it's based on the evidence. And when you make recommendations either to the court or to the defense attorney about what's a reasonable resolution of the case, it has to be something that both sides can agree to. If not, then we have years-long backlogs that delay people's access to justice, particularly victims. When a case takes 4 or 5 years to get through the court system, that's a victim who hasn't gotten closure from what happened to them 4 or 5 years ago. A lot of times there are issues of restitution where the victim may be owed money, and they're waiting all those years because the DA won't be reasonable in the way that they try to resolve the case. There's another side to it as well, because it detracts from the prosecutor's time on other cases. And so we have to find a more efficient model that actually focuses on moving cases through the system, protecting victims, and bringing closure to these cases as opposed to just letting them,
So with that being said, what's an example of a program that can help cut down on the backlog?
So pretrial intervention. Most people have heard of pretrial intervention or PTI. Some places even call it pretrial diversion. The way that it works is you have lower level cases that, for instance, a young lady is going through Walmart. She takes a chicken wing and eats it and doesn't pay for it when she goes through the line. Now that's theft by shoplifting.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Don't do that anymore.
All day
long.
long.
Grapes. Okay.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
But if she's 17, do we need to spend 12 months prosecuting that case and trying to determine whether she's going to go to jail or not? Everyone who does this work knows that she's not going to jail for that offense. So we don't have to spend months and months arguing over what the fate is going to be. We can put that into a pretrial intervention program, and that way we can monitor her, make sure that she's educated or getting educated, that she finishes her high school diploma. We can make sure that she's working, and if she's not, that she shows us 15 failed applications where we at least see she's trying.
Right.
It's the difference between punishment and personal accountability. And so when you use a program like that, it cuts down on the amount of time that a prosecutor who could be focused on a murder or a rape or a home invasion is spending on shoplifting cases. And so I don't want to minimize the importance of lower level cases like that. But I do want to make sure that our felony prosecutors aren't wasting a whole lot of time on things that don't directly impact community safety. There are programs, there's not a single major circuit in this state or in this nation that doesn't have a pretrial intervention program. It has become the staple, and Georgia statutes, all these code books, actually allow for the DA's office to create a program like that. We don't have one, we've never had one, I do not understand why. But like I said, I practice across the river in South Carolina, and they're focusing on the major crimes, and they've got a pretrial intervention that works just fine. And the people who come through that system are less likely to commit crimes in the future. Why? Because they're also going to have a job because they don't have this on their record holding them back for years and years and years.
And I like how you keep talking about our safety, because that's important. And
that's the job. The DA's office, the DA's job is to promote community safety. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. And so you're given all the tools that you need in order to make that happen. You have to use an approach that recognizes that we can promote safety here by showing a little leniency there.